Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Katie here, and today's video I'm going to be doing another trying out new products or new to me products slash Chatty get ready with me. So yeah, I picked up quite a few new products recently, and there's a ton of them that I have been wanting to try out, so I thought why not just go ahead and film my first impressions of them. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. But before we get on into this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. But yeah, other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so I have about 5 new products or new to me products in front of me today. And the first one being this product by Milk Makeup, and this is the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Foundation. I think, yeah, this is a matte foundation, so I'm kind of interested to see how that'll work on my dry skin, because I do have typically dry skin. But I've been trying to try out Milk Makeup because I've been curious about that brand for a while, so I found this at TJ Maxx, and I wanted to try out one of their new products, or not new, I've been wanting to try out one of their foundations. There is a freaking fly buzzing around. I don't know how that fly is still alive considering it's cold outside, but it is. Alright, so, like I said, what shade is this in? This is in the shade Ivory, and it does say to shake it before using it, so that's why I'm shaking it. I'm hoping this is my skin tone. I don't know, that's the chance you take from getting makeup like or foundations like at TJ Maxx and things. You can't look at it. It was in a container. I'm not gonna swatch it or anything because that's just gross because they don't have testers. Is there like a cap on here? I don't think so. Oh, there we go. Definitely looks like I need to shake it up a little more. It's definitely more liquidy than what foundations I typically use. So let me just go ahead and shake it up. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing pretty good. It actually snowed here in Oklahoma, which was really odd, I guess. I mean, usually, and it's not uncommon for it to snow, but I don't know, it just snowed so early on. Usually we don't get snow like until January or something, but, you know, actually snowed. So that was kind of nice. I mean, now it's already melting away, but, you know, it was nice when we had the snow. Ooh, this looks like it's pretty, didn't say it was full coverage, but this looks like some full coverage. This does look a little bit lighter than my skin tone right now, but that's okay. I can get this to work. Actually, my neck is pretty pale, so this might actually be a good match. It does have like a scent, which I'm not really, I don't know, it's not super strong, but I can smell it. It's like almost fruity. It smells fruity. That's weird. A little goes a long way, which I was not expecting. I don't know, I've never used a matte foundation before because I typically don't try matte foundations just because of my dry skin. So I don't know if this is common for a matte foundation to a little goes a long way. Yeah, I like put way too much on the back of my hand because, like I said, I wasn't expecting it. Since it was a watery, I was expecting it to be a light coverage. It does seem like it's drying down really fast, so I am going to have to work quicker with this one than some of my other foundations that I normally use. I usually can take my time blending them out, but with this one I feel like I have to be a bit more quicker about it. So it is, you know, like I said, it is a matte foundation, so it's definitely drying down on some areas that I wouldn't want it to, just because I do have like a couple of dry patches on my forehead that I didn't even know I had, but apparently I do because I can see them now. I wouldn't say that it's making my skin feel super dry, like I don't feel like it's tight or anything. Other than that, I actually really kind of like this foundation, except for it just accentuating some of my dry spots. But the actual coverage of it is surprising because, like I said, I wasn't expecting such a full coverage. But I would say this is pretty good coverage. I mean, I have a little pimple right there, and you can kind of see it a little bit, but I mean, like, I didn't even put that much on, so I feel like this is gonna build up really well. Yeah, look, it's gone now. I mean, I can still see it because it's just a raise. You know, it's a bump, so I can see the raise of the skin, or the bump on the skin, but I don't actually see redness now. So yeah, this is actually surprising. I think I'm gonna like this foundation. But again, like I said, if you have super dry skin, this is a matte foundation, so you probably won't like this if you have super dry patches, because like I said, up here, I kind of have, I don't think you guys can see. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I forgot to zoom you guys in. Hold on. Sorry guys, I totally forgot to zoom you guys in. But now you can see it on my skin a bit better. Like I said, I just had a couple of dry little parts right up there, and they're really not even that accentuated. It's just maybe I can blend it in a little more. Maybe I didn't blend it the best. But I do feel like this foundation was drying down really fast, so I was having to work pretty quickly with it, but it wasn't horrible. But other than that, I don't think it looks bad on the skin at all. So yeah, I was actually quite surprised. Other than it accentuating a couple of my dry patches, I actually really like this foundation. I think the finish is actually really nice. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm surprised by, and I'm also very surprised by the coverage. I was not expecting a pretty good coverage on this. I thought it was going to be more of a medium coverage, but I would almost say this is full coverage. Actually, I think this is full coverage. Maybe not the foundation is definitely not thick, so I mean, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying? I consider this full coverage. Alright, so the foundation's on. I don't have a new concealer or setting powder or brow product, so I'm going to do those three things off camera real quick just to speed through this, and then I'll be back to try out the other products. Alright, so brows and everything is now on. I did set my face and everything, so now I'm just going to go move on to the bronzer. And the bronzer I'm going to be trying out is the Marc Jacobs. Let's see what it's called. Is the Marc Jacobs Mega Bronzer. I was trying to show you guys it on camera, but it's so bright, my camera is really not focusing on it. So I'll just show you the inside of it. I mean, the packaging isn't everything. But it's this bronzer right here. I'm really hoping that this is gonna work for me. I think it should from what I swatched. I think I just kind of have to go in very lightly with it. Because it is a shade, because I got this from TJ Maxx, and this was the only one they had, so I just took a chance on the shade. And this shade is Tandalize. It's 106. Anyways, so I'm just gonna go in with super light-handed at first, because I've never tried this, just to see how it works. But I am excited to try this bronzer out. Has a slight scent to it. It's not bad. Oh yeah, see how dark that is? I just don't want it to look muddy on me. Definitely think during the summer, if I get a tan, this would probably definitely work pretty well for me. But right now, pretty fair. Who am I joking? I'm always pretty fair. So I'm just gonna have to go in very light-handed, but I think I can get it to work. Alright, so I guess talk about what I've been up to. I haven't been up to that much since the last video of trying out new products. We are making pretty good progress in our master bedroom because we are remodeling it, and right now we're in the mudding and bedding phase. If you've ever done remodeling, that's basically like putting the texture on the wall and stuff, because we did a full gut out in that room. So we had to replace the sheetrock and everything, which means we have to tape and bed it now. So that's what we're doing right now, so that's exciting. Because after that, I should be able to pick out a color for the room and start painting, which I'm pretty excited about. So that's what I've been up to. It's all pretty exciting. I do really like this bronzer. I hope it doesn't look bad on camera. In person, I think it looks just fine, but sometimes on camera, like my bronzer and stuff, I'll look through the footage, I'm like, wow, the bronzer looks really bad in that, but like in person, I remember it looking just fine. So hopefully it doesn't look bad on camera. But it is really blending out really well, and this is gonna last me forever because I only need a little bit, and a little goes a long way for me because, like I said, I'm pretty fair, so just a little bit blended out looks just fine. But yeah, I actually really like it. I'm really glad I found this at TJ Maxx. Alright, so pretty happy with the bronzer. I think it looks really nice. So moving on to blush, I'm going to try one that I recently picked up from ColourPop, and I don't know what collection this is from. But this is one of their pressed powder blushes in the shade Palatil? I don't know how you say that. Oh, it's so shiny. Wait. There you go. Now you can read it. Alright, but this is what the blush looks like. It's a very pretty shade. So I'm going to get my blush brush out from Luxie and pop this on the cheeks. So yeah, just been busy with the renovation of the room, the remodeling of it. It's getting there slowly. Like I said, this is kind of more of the fun phase of remodeling a room, is like when you start getting to the, I don't know what the word would be called, like picking out colors and the flooring and kind of the fun stuff is what I consider that. And then we have to, my husband's going to, well, we need to go to the store to start picking out things because we need to pick out the tile for the shower because we're going to have a walk-in shower and it's all going to be tiled. So now we need to do that at some point, which I'm excited about because I get to pick out what I want. Because my husband doesn't really care, but I'm the picky one when it comes to colors and things like that. Because I have certain things that I want, or I have certain things that in mind that I'm wanting. I just took off the plastic things. I realized I hadn't taken that off yet. Alright, so that blush actually is a really pretty shade. I probably put way too much on, but I always feel like I do, and then after I finish up the makeup, I feel like, oh, I don't have much blush on at all. So right now it looks like I have a ton, but after I do my eyes and everything and put lips on, it won't look like that. Alright, so I actually really like it. I mean, I've always been a big fan of ColourPop's blushes. I don't think you could ever go wrong with it, and I do think the shade is very, very pretty. It is a matte shade, so there's no shimmer in here, which I prefer those over the shimmer ones. Every now and then a shimmer blush is okay, but I prefer just matte blushes, ones with no shimmer. So yeah, I actually really like that. Alright, and then for highlighter, I'm going to try this palette that I recently picked up. It's the Violet Voss Pro Highlighter Palette, and this is in the shade Rose Gold is the palette, I guess, the name of it. But this is what the inside looks like. These are huge pan sizes. And it does have like a really big mirror. It's a really nice size mirror. So I don't know which one I want to go in with. Bloom looks really pretty. Because some of these do look a little bit too dark for me. Alright, I think I'm going to go into, I don't know how to say this name, but I'm going to go into this shade over here. They look really pink on camera. But I'm going to try that one out. Anyway, so we're getting close to, I wouldn't say super close to being done, but we're getting there. I'm really excited to show you guys the before and after of the remodeled room. So I think you guys will like that. It's a very nice, subtle, I would say, highlight. It's not very blinding. But it does have like a shift to it. It does look like rose gold. I would say it's kind of got kind of a pinkish reflex in it, but then it does have the gold as well. I think I'm going to put Bloom, this one right here, more on my nose and my upper lip. is my first time trying out Violet Voss's highlighters. I've gotten several of their palettes in like BoxyCharm and stuff, but I really do like their palettes. I'm actually using one right now in my Shop My Stash. I'm using the Violet Voss Essentials 2 palette, and this palette I think is really good in my opinion. The quality is really, really good. I really like it. I've been enjoying using that this month. Alright, so there we go. I actually really like this shade pretty well. I think this would work really well on the cheeks too, but the cheek, see, you can get that pink little shift to it. I think it's pretty, but I do have to be careful with shades like that because it can show up really easy on my skin tone because I'm pretty fair, so, but I think it's a good shift. It doesn't, I don't see a pink streak on my face. Alright, and then we're going to move on to the palette that I'm going to be trying out today. And I bought this a while back. I bought this when it came out. I just haven't gotten around to using it just because I don't know, I've just been busy. But I have the ColourPop Star Wars. Their collab with Star Wars, The Mandalorian. I have the child palette here. It's so cute. I know, I think he has a name now, but I still call him Baby Yoda because that's what he looks like. But yeah, super cute palette here. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be using today. Like I said, I haven't used it yet, so I'm pretty excited to try it out. And honestly, guys, I bought this because of the packaging. I didn't need another one, but I was like, I think this is I don't know, don't quote me on this. I think this is a limited edition. I mean, let's see if it says that. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But I just wanted to make sure I got my hands on at least one. Just to have in my collection because how cute the packaging is, and if it was limited edition, I wanted to make sure to get it because I'm pretty sure I would regret it if I didn't pick this up. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start playing with this. It looks like it got some pretty cute green shades in here. So yeah, I'm gonna have fun creating this. All right, so I'm gonna go in first with this light tan shade as my transition shade. Yeah, it really hasn't been, I don't really have any stories to tell, at least I don't think I do. Really just been enjoying my time at home, just been working around the house, doing just normal, everyday things, laundry. I feel like I'm always doing laundry, especially with my husband's, his work. He always, he's a electrician slash, I don't know, I just call him a handyman because he does a lot of stuff. He does electrical, heat and air, he does remodeling, things like that. Peeling off another one of those stickers. But he comes home, you know, every day, and he's, with his line of work, he's always dirty. You know, it's construction, so you're always getting dirty and stuff, so I always have to keep on top of his laundry because it just piles up because he uses, you know, every day. He can't rewear the same thing. I mean, he could, but that'd be gross. So, especially during the summer because it gets so hot. Anyways, constantly doing laundry, keeping up with his laundry, which is fine. I don't mind it. And now that we live out in the country, I really don't go to town that often just because, I mean, it's not super far away. It takes like, I'd say it takes like 20 minutes, maybe almost 30 minutes to get to town now. Just depends on which route I take, but I'd say it takes about 25 minutes to get to town, maybe 20. So, I mean, it's not that big of a drive, but I mean, like, if I don't need to go to town, I don't really see the point in just driving over there just to go into town. I mean, I usually do like once a week, I'll go into town just to get groceries and things, and then I'll just come right back. The only thing I think I missed from living in town was good internet. I mean, the internet out here is not, we have internet, so I'm thankful for that we even have internet, but it's definitely not good internet. It's crappy a lot of the times. So I feel like we've been having to constantly call the internet people because we have Windstream, which I think they're now owned by Connecticut or something like that. So I don't know if it's still called Windstream, but that's what it used to be called. and Windstream is crap. Their internet service is really bad, and you constantly have to call them and tell them, hey, I mean, it's not just slow internet, it's like, we've been having a lot of trouble with them because the internet will just all day drop. It'll just drop constantly throughout the day, which is really annoying, and it shouldn't be doing that. And then sometimes if it's not dropping, it's just super slow to where it's basically unusable, like you can't even pull up Netflix. So that's been really frustrating. So it seems like we've been constantly having to call them. I don't know if their equipment is just old, because it seems like Windstream doesn't really, they're basically the only people out here that provide internet. So they don't have any competition, and I wish somebody else would come out here and give them competition, because I feel like they're just like, whatever. I mean, who else are you going to use? You know, we're basically the only ones out here providing internet. So they can get away with their crappy equipment, because they don't want to, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they wanted to upgrade any of their stuff, so it's all like super crappy equipment out here, and it's unreliable, and they're not doing anything about it to make it better, basically. Alright, I think that's plenty on there. I think I'm going to go into this green, like teal shade over here. It's called Babyface, and I'm going to put that all over the lid now. So anyways, and then they also provide our phone service, because we went ahead and got a landline because cell phone service is not great out here. I can get text messages and sometimes phone calls, but a lot of the times the phone calls will drop if I'm talking on the phone with someone. So you need a landline out here, so we have one now. But they provide our landline, and that was messing up, which they figured out what was wrong. And we were having a shortage or something on one of the lines, so it wasn't technically their fault. But it was still frustrating that they didn't really notice that the phone wasn't working and that we had to call. But they got that one fixed pretty fast, so that was nice. So they're not, I don't know. When we call and complain, they try to fix it. It's just, I feel like I shouldn't have to be calling and complaining and saying, hey, it's not working. Especially if I'm going to be paying $100 and something for internet and phone every month. Like, I want my internet to work I want my internet to work all the time and not half the time, you know? So other than that, I usually do gaming, you know, like computer games with my sisters and stuff, but lately I haven't been able to do that because the internet's been so bad. So lately it's just been Netflix for me. So let me know what your favorite show is down in the comments. I've been trying to find new shows to watch. Because that's basically all I can do during the evenings. Now, which I'm sure this is all just like, you guys are like, why are you complaining about this? I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you guys what I've been up to, and that's what I've been up to. I know it's not the end of the world if you don't have internet. But I've been trying to find new TV shows to watch. I like, basically, I'm really not picky on what I watch. I'll watch just about anything. I like drama, I like horror, I like romance, I like anime, you know, I like cartoons. The only thing maybe I don't like is like soap operas or something like that. Like, I like drama, but not that much drama. I prefer more action-based, I guess, but I mean, if it has a little drama or whatever in it, I don't mind. I started Riverdale, and at first I liked it, but I don't know, lately it's been way too much drama. So I've been taking a break from that show, but I think I'm going to start it back up, because I kind of want to see what happens. But that one's like borderline too much for me. Like, sometimes it's not so bad, and then other times I'm like, oh, come on. I'm tired of all this bullcrap. Alright, so I think that's what I'm going to do on that. So, I think now I'm going to go in with a smaller brush. So far I'm liking the palette. It's working just fine for me. I mean, I'm not really picky on quality. I don't know. It's as long as it's not streaky, you know, it's not patchy, and it's easy to blend. I really don't have anything. I'm not that hard to please, I guess, as long as those things aren't a problem. Alright, so I think I'm going to go into this shade over here, this dark green. It's called Float Your Crib. And now I'm going to pack that on the outer corners. We'll see how deep I can get with this shade. If not, I may have to go. Oh, that looks pretty deep. Yeah. Guess I'm going very green today, guys. This would be a great palette for like St. Patty's Day. Or Patrick's. St. Patrick's Day. I call it Patty's, but St. Patrick's Day. This would be a great palette for then. Although I guess it's not super green. It's more like a teal green or something. But I think it's actually pretty nice. Back to the whole show things, or like TV shows. I used to like The Walking Dead a lot, but that one became too much about drama and not enough about zombies. I really like zombie TV shows. If you want any recommendations, I think it's called Black Summer. I think it's on Netflix. Something Summer. That one's a good zombie one. But that one only has one season and they haven't made another, and I don't know if they're going to. I hope they do. The Kingdom on Netflix is really good. That's a really good zombie TV show. It's like a, I don't know if it's Japanese. I think it's a Japanese zombie show. That one I really like. That one has 2 seasons and I binge watched those. It's great. I think I've watched that series like twice now. It's just so good. I also have Hulu, so if you don't have any Netflix recommendations, but you have any from Hulu, I like Hulu too. Alright, so that's on. That's looking actually pretty nice, I think. I always have like this corner that never blends out well. I never know why. I think I got too much. Oh well. Alright, so I'm thinking that I want to go into this shade over here called Sipping Soup. It's like a green. It's a green shimmer, and I'm going to start placing that right here. It's a very pretty green shimmer shade. It's really pretty. I like that shade a lot. Now I don't know if I want to do a gold inner corner or a silver inner corner. I'm thinking more the gold because it is kind of has like more of a gold kind of like hue to it or shift. So I think I'm going to go in now with the gold shade, which is called the Force, and put a little bit of that right there. Oh yeah, that blended in really well. Alright, now I'm just going to go back in with a smaller brush and go back into that dark green and just kind of reapply that to the corners, just because I got some shimmer over there, so it's not so shimmery anymore. It's more, alright, it's not so dark anymore, it's more shimmery. And I'm just going to retouch it up. Yeah, so I feel like this time I really don't have much to say, so I don't know what to talk about. Like I said, there really hasn't been much going on, at least not recently. We were going to take a trip in February, I think, to go to Colorado, but we decided not to, just because of all the stuff that's still going on. We were hoping it'd kind of clear up by then, but right now it doesn't look like it's going to. Alright, so now I'm just going to go in and basically just do my bottom lash line. Just using the shades that I used on the top minus the shimmers. I don't usually put shimmer shades down at my bottom. Just not what I like. Anyway, so we canceled that, so that was a little disappointing. I didn't really mind because I've become way more of a homebody now than I normally am. I mean, I've always been a homebody, but this now even more so than before. Plus, the drive to Colorado is always really long, so I always dread the drive there. But it's really pretty in Colorado. It's just I don't know. I like to stay closer to home when it comes to going on a trip. So is everybody ready for the holidays? I don't typically celebrate Christmas. My family never has, so we don't ever do anything for Christmas, but we always do give each other like holiday gifts is what we call them. And we already did that, so that was fun. I don't know, I like giving gifts, so I love going to shopping for other people. I need to go get my mom something. She's the only one I haven't found anything for. I already found stuff for my sisters and gave that to them, but now I think tomorrow I'm gonna go look for stuff for my mom. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow, I think. Which, like I said, I really enjoy shopping for other people when it comes to giving gifts. I think that's a lot. I think it's a lot of fun. Alright, now I'm just going in with some eyeliner, Hank and Henry. It's hard to talk whenever I'm putting a liner on, so I think that's basically all the new products I have. I don't really have any new lip products, I don't think. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I will tell you guys my overall thoughts on everything that I tried today. Alright, so I'm back. I applied the rest of my makeup on. I put a lip color on. If you're wanting to lip color, I'm wearing the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Truffle. This is one of my favorites from Dose of Colors. Alright, so let's get on to the reviews of everything that I tried out today. Surprisingly, I mean not surprisingly, I guess, thankfully, everything that I've tried out I actually really liked and it worked well for me, which is a first, because sometimes when I buy stuff from like TJ Maxx or things, they don't always work out for me because, like I said, I'm limited on the shade selections or things like that, so I'm taking a chance most of the time when I buy things from TJ Maxx. But yeah, today it seemed like everything worked out. So I'm going to start out with the foundation, talking about this first. The foundation I actually really liked. I think it looks pretty decent on my skin. The only downfall is it is a matte, so it did cling to some of my areas, but I wouldn't even say that that just has to do with it being a matte. I find that most foundations, when they dry down, some of them will, even ones that aren't matte, just regular coverage, or just even some of the dewy ones, it seems like they always sometimes do accentuate my dry patches, and that just has to do with my skin type, I think. I don't think, it's very hard to find a foundation that doesn't do that. But the actual coverage I was actually really, really surprised by. I didn't expect it to be so pigmented, I guess. It covered up everything really well, I think, and it seemed to dry. I mean, my face doesn't feel dry or anything. I mean, aside from it just clinging to some of my dry patches, but my actual skin doesn't feel dried out or anything. So I actually really like this, and if that sounds like something you would like, I would suggest picking this up if you found it at TJ Maxx. I don't know how much it is originally, so it might be pricey, but I paid $10 from it from TJ Maxx, which I don't think is a bad price for a milk product at all. Alright, then I'm going to move on to the bronzer. I actually really like the bronzer. I think it looks really nice. I did have to go in super light-handed, but I don't mind doing that at all. It was very pigmented, so just putting a little and then blending it out worked just fine. I'm really happy that I found this, and I think it's going to become one of my new favorites. Alright, and then moving on to the blush. I think the blush looks really pretty. I really like the color of it, and like I said, after I do the rest of my makeup, I don't feel like this is too much blush. That might just be a personal opinion, like this is what I like. You might look at me and be like, wow, that's a lot of blush, but this is what I like. I like being able to see my blush on my skin. I do really think the shade is really, really pretty, and I'm glad I picked this one up for sure. And of course, I mean, I don't really have much to say other than that, because I wouldn't say always. Most of the time when I try out a ColourPop product, I really like it, and this is no different than that, so. Alright, then moving on to the highlighting palette. I think the highlighters are actually really pretty. They're not super, super blinding, which I typically prefer, and looking at them now, it seems like I'm going to have to go in to most of them very lightly, because, I don't know, they just look very dark. Maybe they're not so dark on like the actual skin. It looks like you can get them to sheer out a little bit, but they are very pigmented, and, you know, some of these will probably not work for my skin tone, but I am glad to have picked it up, and I think the quality is still pretty good. It's just the only thing maybe I wish they were just a little bit more on the blinding side, but I do think they're actually really pretty. It's just, You know me, I love to shine. Alright, and then last but not least is the palette, and I actually really like the palette. Actually, when I bought this, I was like, I don't know about green. I don't usually use green that often, but I really do like the look that I came up with. And the quality I thought was really good. And the greens did show up. That I really like this shimmer shade here. What's it called? Sippin' Soup. Because, you know, Baby Yoda sips soup. But yeah, actually pretty happy with the look that I created today. I think it's real pretty, and it would be great for like St. Patty's Day or something. So yeah, pretty happy. But yeah, I think that is everything that I tried out today. But yeah, that is going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today in my little trying on new makeup products / Chatty get ready with me. Although I don't feel like this time it was very chatty, which, I don't know, sorry guys. I just didn't have much to talk about this time, unfortunately. I guess my life is pretty boring because I didn't have much go on this time. But yeah, thanks once again for sticking around and watching it if you made it this far. Thank you so much. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you thought of the products that I tried out today, and if you have tried any of these and if any of these are your favorite, let me know down below. I love chatting with you guys about these things. And also, if you could give this video a big thumbs up so that I know that you like seeing these type of videos, plus that does help my channel out a lot. But yeah, other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!